Okay, my beautiful friends, it is time for you and me to maybe laugh a little, cry a little. I don't know. Whatever we're going to do it together because that's the way it goes. So this is my post-market wrap-up. Another freak show day. I mean, really. And we are going to talk about some lovely things on this Tuesday. It's going to be great. Here we go. Let's start off with the markets. Actually, no. Let's start off with the 10-year yield. The 10-year yield basically frozen in time. All day yesterday and all day today, despite being all over the map recently. I mean, so much so, it was getting the attention of the mainstream financial idiots. Yeah, they had to keep talking about it. But no, not now. Let me explain this to you. We had a stock market today that was up triple digits regarding the Dow Jones Industrial Average, down triple digits, again, regarding the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and the 10-year yield did nothing. Basically stayed in an extremely tight range. Nobody can convince this guy that this is not the Fed instituting yield curve control. What this is, in my view, this is an experiment. The Fed wants to see how this is going to work, what they can do before they announce it. There's no doubt in my mind whatsoever that this is going on. Let me explain this to you again. I watch the debt market and the 10-year yield pretty much around the clock. This is how I can gauge where the stock market is going to go, other assets are going to go, what the Federal Reserve is going to do. My record calling the Federal Reserve, I've been wrong once. Once in, I don't know, since forever now, over a decade, longer than a decade. It's very simple to understand what the Fed will do by looking at the debt market, by looking at the stock market, by looking at asset prices, by looking at the economy, by seeing what's coming out of the mouths of our so-called leader puppets, all of them. You understand? It's a game. So again, 10-year yield basically did nothing all day long while the market was pretty much all over the place. Now, does that make sense to you? You're a trader. If you're someone that follows this market, I bet it makes no sense at all. It doesn't. All right. So with that said, let's talk about a few other things. Cryptocurrencies today under some pressure. Bitcoin around 47,000 people. Please stop writing to me and asking me if Bitcoin is going higher. I know a lot of you bought Bitcoin higher, 58,000 around there. I talk about this all the time. I explain to you how I believe cryptocurrencies are going to play out and how they did play out. Right now, Bitcoin is consolidating. I've been covering this for days. We had a big drop from 58 to like wherever we are now, just about where we are now. It's consolidating here. This consolidation period will continue for a little bit. Then, once a new floor is established, it will go higher. This is my opinion. So please, people, I can't even tell you the amount of emails that I get. It's overwhelming. And this question about Bitcoin is like right here, right at the forefront of everyone's mind. I guess a lot of people bought it higher. I got that. But now you got to sit back and be patient. You understand? Oh, we're going to talk more about patience in a little bit because we heard from the Fed today. Look, I have an anxiety attack when I say that. Gold and silver got bid higher today. The dollar went from being stronger earlier to weaker. Crude oil took a nice drop. That is why the energy sector fell today and the stock market fell under some pressure today. Crude oil, the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex, the market almost follows it in lockstep. Again, crude oil dictates where the energy sector is going to go. It also dictates where the financial sector is going to go to a large degree. You know how this works. The investment banks have leveraged bets beyond their eyeballs that the price of crude oil is going to stay high. So guess what? It's going to stay high. I think you understand that mechanism here. It's completely insane. Anyway, so that's really where we stand right now. It's that 10-year yield. I believe sincerely, and I'm going to cover this again, the Fed is They're playing a game. They're experimenting with the 10-year yield. They know, believe me, the Federal Reserve realizes that the 10-year yield is the benchmark. It's the part of the yield curve that everybody looks at. Everybody looks at. So what are they doing? They're choosing to fix or control the 10-year yield. There's no way it would stay in a tight range like this with the market going all over the place unless this is not the Fed. They're doing it. They're getting here into the market. Soon we're going to get this new version of an Operation Twist. It's all part of the same thing. Again, the debt market today is it's more rigged than even precious metals are. And precious metals are rigged to the highest order. The debt market is where all the action starts. And everything is a derivative as to what is occurring in the debt market. You understand? So that's why the Fed is rigging the debt market the way they are. Well, they have been and why they will continue to do so. I think you understand all this, but it's always good to kind of cover this stuff here. All right, so what I want to do here, I want to go over today's lovely things. Now, this is the Federal Reserve, and they've been floating Federal Reserve President Brainerd out for a while. I don't know why her. She's not human either, but she seems to be the one they've chosen lately. So here's the deal. This is what we got. Fed officials emphasize policy patience. Now, you have to understand what they're really saying here. Now, this is me. The Federal Reserve is inflating on an epic scale. We've never seen anything like this. They're buying everything along the way. So be patient, people, because soon they will own everything. So keep your mouth shut. Don't talk about what the Federal Reserve is doing. Just be patient like this Federal Reserve creature is telling you to do. You see, because you have to understand how it works. The rich always tell everyone else what to do. They think they're, God or something. They have a God complex, and there's a lot of people with those these days. But this is the Federal Reserve who literally is buying it all. So be patient here because soon, unless you open your mouths, the Fed is going to own it all. Okay, let us move forward now. They're talking about 10% GDP. Look, I know you probably fell on the floor. Once you pick yourself up and laugh or cry, again, they're saying that the economy is on fire. Well, I think the economy is burning down. So maybe they're correct that the economy is on fire. What's your take on that? We are in a collapse. They got us locked up in our homes, and GDP is actually negative. You can't know that. But they're trying to sell you that 10% GDP, and it's going to actually grow from here. No, the economy is in free fall. I will agree. This is CNBC. The U.S. economy is on fire. It's burning down. Okay, that's really what they're trying to tell you. See, but you have to understand what they're trying to tell you. Because none of you buy the fact that they're telling you we're growing at a 10% GDP. It's actually negative. You can't know that. We're in a depression. So they got to tell you it's on fire, and maybe if you have a functioning brain cell, you'll understand what they're really saying is it's burning down. You understand? Okay. And I just want to cover this. This was me earlier today. There is no way anyone can convince me that this action we're seeing here with the 10-year yield, both yesterday and today, is not direct yield curve control by the Federal Reserve. I am absolutely convinced, and I said here, it's possibly some kind of an experiment, but something here does not smell right. And I would be willing to bet, if not 100% of my lions out here who follow the 10-year yield, they probably all believe me. They all understand it, and I see what you guys are talking about in the chat room, and I think you do agree with me. Hey, thank you. I hit 157,000 subs today on this YouTube blog. Please, if you do watch my blog on a regular basis, subscribe to it. I don't know. When I see those numbers going up, it makes this happen. I get happy. You got it? All right. Let us move forward here, people. Now this is, I want to read this to you. You can't make this stuff up. China warns of side effect of U.S. economic stimulus. This may cause a sharp correction in the stock market. Look, let me explain this to you in case you don't know. The stock market will remain in a hyper bubble and go up from here. As long as the Federal Reserve is issuing yield curve control, pumping debt into the market, and buying everything. So China, how about reading between the lines here? Can you do that? Can you read between these lines? I think you can. Yeah, whoever you are in China, There you go. Let us move forward here. Oh yes, let us go back to the creature. The creature fed Brainerd. Why are they putting this? I don't even want to say woman, because you see, this may look like a woman. Barely. Okay. But it's not a human being. Now she's saying the Federal Reserve expects a burst of inflation this year. But it won't last. It won't last. This is a freak show. No, it's gone beyond the freak show. We're in a shit show. All right? I think you got that. Look, it's so twisted. You can't make this stuff up. Oh, China again. China top. You know what? I'll say it normal. China's top banking regulator warns of asset bubbles on Wall Street. I think that deserves yet another epic. You can't make this stuff up. People, understand this. Let me read this to you. This is me earlier. There are those who will continue to sell you that what you are seeing for yourself is not real. People, raise your awareness. Start paying attention to what's going on. It's not hard to do whatsoever. Maybe I'll cover a couple of other things here. Oh yeah. Oh here. Oh. Reuters. That bond sell-off, you know, the one we were having, you know, the bond market was all over the place. It eases. It's easing here. That again here deserves a duh. We know. You can't make this stuff up. They pay people to write these articles? You got to be kidding me. You can't make it up. Freaking believable. All right, look, I'm not going to do any more of this. I think you get the hint. You understand what's going on. It is a shit show. Shit show. It's gone beyond the freak show. And they got the creatures coming out of the woodwork. Fed presidents. Look, I know for a fact that you get it if you follow this blog. But I mean, really. All right. Okay. I guess that's it. It's time to end this video blog. Because I feel like if I don't, I'm going to go off the deep end. I really am. And I still might. Once I close out of this, I might just roll around this floor here, kicking and screaming and just destroying my room. I think I'm going to do that, but I don't want you to see it, so I'm going to end the video. Love you a lot. Please share it. See you tomorrow.